Hello everybody and welcome back to some more Pokémon Sun Rainbow Wedlocke. In the last episode, we made our way north of the Verdant Cavern Trial onto Route 3, making our way to the Melee Meadows. And unfortunately, last episode we did have our first and our second death of the series. We did lose Anglewhip the Slowpoke and Miazrikyu the Pikachu to a trainer with a Patilil who just happened to overpower them both, and there was nothing that could be done. So, because of a Rainbow Wedlocke, pairing options weren't the greatest. Our Mankey that we caught earlier the episode was an ace, so it was ineligible, unless I wanted it to be a lone wolf, which wasn't a good option. So, I took out Malcolm the Cutiefly. And then we went to the Melee Meadows in hopes to get Cutiefly Malcolm a partner. And we did. And that's the new pair here. As you can see, Malcolm, the Cutiefly, and Eris, the newly caught Oricorio. And they are both now trained up to level 13. So, we're going to be cutting it really close for this episode. Because the level limit is 15 for Hala. And VLD and Bob are already level 15. Which scares me a great deal. So we have to go ahead and get to Hala without breaching that. I don't think it'll be a problem. It's just something I need to keep my eyes on. One thing I wanted to note is I did talk to this girl when I was training, and I got $3,000 from her because I showed her a Cutiefly, being Malcolm, or the one in our Pokedex. I'm not too sure how it works, but I bought some items. I bought some potions, super potions. I also bought a Pokeball. I don't remember which one it was. A luxury ball for $1,000, because why not? So we've got one of those in case we, catch something with it. I think that'd be pretty cool. So one thing I want to note before I start this episode off is that my audio might sound a little different. The music or sounds and everything in this episode might be a little different than normal, because I have a completely new recording setup, and I think I like it a little bit better, but I'm not too sure how it's going to sound, since this is the first episode I'm recording with the new setup. So, I just wanted to get that out there in case you're like, why does this sound different? I don't know, but we'll see how it sounds once I'm done recording. So, we left off over here on the Melee Meadow because we got Eris, but I hadn't trained them up, and I didn't want to continue on until after that point, after having trained up. So, we left that right here. So, I'm going to go ahead and turn battle animations back. Oh, I never turned them off. Okay, that works. Training was really quick. It didn't really take too long. I did it in here with Eris and Switch training, and then I did a couple of battles with Cutiefly. It's no big deal. So I just didn't want to. I didn't really feel like recording it. I'll record bigger sessions, but not this one. I just didn't feel like it. But Malcolm being up front, I should be able to outspeed pretty much everything, even this level 12 Oricorio. Actually, what's the speed looking like for them both? I'm not too sure who's faster. Yeah, Malcolm should be faster than this. I'm not too concerned, unless it has a plus speed nature. Yeah, we're fine. Malcolm and Eris should both be able to outspeed pretty much everything we ever run into, but I don't feel like having too many wild battles at the start of this episode, or in any episode for that matter, so I am going to go ahead and spray our repel here. I did give berries back to VLD and Bob, because they were missing their items from last episode. Just something I thought I'd point out. So, something I missed in my first playthrough of Sun and Moon. You can actually go to the Seaside cave via this little entrance here. It's required in Ultra Sun and Moon. Also, by the way, if you haven't gotten Ultra Sun and Moon, I'm not going to spoil anything about the games. Really, you have to go here, but that's really it. I haven't actually finished my playthrough of Ultra Sun and Moon. It's my first Pokemon game I didn't finish on day of release. It died on me. I got to the final trial and it just completely died out on me. I really wasn't enjoying the games. I don't know. I just didn't like it that much, so I hope your guys' enjoyment with it is a little bit better, but who knows? Maybe I'll do a Wedlocke or something on it one day, and it'll be a changed thought, I guess. But if you guys are thinking I should get an encounter here, I can go ahead and show you. There's nothing that I can get. Because of my rules that I'm playing with, there's nothing that I can get in this cave for my encounter. Because this Zubat doesn't count because of previous game clause, a rule that I made up. And the other Pokemon you can get in here is Diglett, which we already have. So it's a completely dead area. Throw butt. Not right now, bud. My dogs, as always. Gotta get in every video. Throw! Hello? No. Anyways. You could get Totodile in here with the island scan, but we already got our island scan for Melee Meadow, being VLD. in the cemetery. Yeah. So, the other Pokemon you can get in here is Diglett, like I said, which is right here, so... It's okay. I'm not really concerned about getting anything in here. I just wanted to come in here for the items. Because I think there's a TM in here. I don't know if it's a good one or not, but it also connects to Calais. Calais Bay, I think is how you pronounce that. And you can get an encounter there, but I can't come back and get anything until after I am able to surf. Which we will do, because I think there's some cool stuff you can get there. I think you can get a Shelter, maybe? I forgot to spare another Repel. Shelter would be really cool. It's either Shelter or Staryu, I don't remember which one you get in Sun. But it's something I'd like to go for. And you can get Horsey there with Island Scan too, but unfortunately, like I said, we already used our Island Scan for Melee Island. I'm sorry if I said Meadow before. I'm pretty sure I said Island, but yeah, if you come out this way, it will connect over to the Calais Bay. Yeah. Calais Bay? Calais, probably? Sounds Hawaiian. Calais. Yeah. So I don't know how to pronounce it, but there it is. We can come back when we get the surfing ability, and I will spray another Repel, because I'm not running into any more wild Pokemon. I'm trained up for a reason, and that way these two aren't going to run into things with Repel up. We can get through the areas, and they're able to fight on their own, so we don't have to rely on Bellamord and Felcrash for the upcoming areas. Because we're going to need these two for Hala, because we don't really have a good option for Hala. But here you can grab a besides these two anyways. Before that, we were really strapped, but luckily we did end up getting Eris. Otherwise, it would have been basically sacking Malcolm. Having Malcolm do as much as he could, and then having to say goodbye, because otherwise it would have been a destruction with everybody else. I mean, VLD might have been able to do it, but Pursuit, it's too risky to have to deal with. Because, you know, all of his Pokemon have counters for ghost types. Because none of their other moves will affect them, but I don't know. It's just something that was worth mentioning. My dogs are really rambunctious right now for some reason. It's 2 in the morning. It's the only times I can ever record, apparently. And even then, they're awake. Because they're really rowdy right now, but hopefully they're not too big of an issue right now. What does this guy say? His girlfriend always disappears somewhere? She's the type who can't keep wandering off when she spots something interesting. I'm glad my girlfriend's not like that. Like, that'd be stressful. Like, where'd you go now? It's like, I mean, I'm gonna say something I'm gonna regret. But, what's he say? What's she say? He's looking for me. Makes me so happy for him to search for me. Yeah. Creepy little setup there. But, like, aren't all women like that in the stores? Like, I know I have girl viewers. No bias or anything like that. It's just, you know, I'm a guy. I don't really pay attention to shopping and stuff like that. But don't girls get carried away in the stores? I mean, this isn't a store. This is a meadow. I mean, how far can you get in a meadow? You know, they're just flowers. But I mean, I guess they're shopping for flowers. I don't know. Whatever. I hope I can change my Pokemon out. Uh-oh. Oh, no, I'm not going to. Oh. Don't do me that way. You can't. Please let me fight Hal with Bellamord and Felcrash, not with Malcolm. No. Please let me switch. No, they don't. Oh, this is a forced battle. No. Not with these two. Okay, it's okay. What's he have? He doesn't have Litten. He has Rowlet. We can manage. Not what I wanted, but we're going to have to talk to Hal here. He just finished his trial, and he says he wants to see if he learned anything from his trial and wants to battle me again. Time for the second rival battle of the Pokemon Sun Rainbow Wedlocke versus rival Hal. Alright, he's got 2 Pokemon just like before, and this time it's Pikachu. And this isn't the second rival battle, it's the third. My bad! But the first one really doesn't count, because it's just pointless. I mean, the second one doesn't count. The first one does, but the second one was just, hey, I have a Pichu. Whatever. But, I'm concerned about this. So, obviously, Rowlet's not going to be good to fight Malcolm with, because it's going to have flying-type attacks. I think it has Peck at this point, or Gust or something. So, Eris is the best to take on Rowlet. But Pikachu is, you know, pretty strong, so I'm not too sure how much damage it's going to be able to do to Malcolm here. So I'm just going to hit it with a Struggle Bug, because it's going to lower its special attack, meaning anything like Thunder Shock won't be doing as much damage to me as it would have from the start. That's the plan. it's going for Growl, which is perfectly fine. It's a wasted turn on his part, because we don't have any physical attacks we're going to be using here. We can hit it with another Struggle Bug. It's using Quick Attack. It's okay. It's even with a crit, another Quick Attack won't be able to finish off Malcolm. So this Pikachu should be good as done. And thanks to Malcolm, we avoided a pretty scary situation there. It wasn't too scary, but I was banking on fighting these two with Felcrash and Bellamord. But unfortunately, that's not the case. Yeah, we'll just hit it with a Fairy Wind. I don't know why not. Just switch up the attacks. Different animation, so it's not same old... we wasted an Oranberry. It's not that big of a deal, though. We have quite a few of them. And maybe we'll need that Oranberry health for this Rowlet if something really gets bad. But we should be fine. That's his Pikachu down. No longer a Pichu. Ours was a Pikachu, but, you know, unfortunately last episode, Miazurkyu did lose her life. So hopefully Eris can take out this Rowlet. And what's really cool is Eris on level 13 actually learned Air Cutter, which is going to be huge for taking on Hala. I don't think we're going to have any problems with Hala at all, because Air Cutter is special attack, meaning it's stronger for Eris, and physical defensive Pokemon like fighting types, you know, would resist Peck a decent amount. But Air Cutter being a special attack is pretty good, and I think Air Cutter also has another effect. I was trying to check it there. I think it's a high crit ratio, potentially. I don't remember. I don't really use Air Cutter too much. There's not too many Pokemon that get it that I can think of. I think Crobat does later games, but I've only used Crobat recently in a Generation 4 game, so, you know. But we did fine. Awesome. So we took down Hao. And really, there's only one thing left to do, and that's to take on Hala. There's a couple trainers left, though, on Route 3 that I want to take on before we fight Hala. And I do want to train everybody to level 15. I didn't want to do that before starting the episode, just in case. Just in case that we, you know, would have broke the level limit. I didn't want to over-prepare and then be stuck, but everybody's good. Let's go ahead and put Bellamord up front. I think that's a good idea. Yeah, because there's a guy coming up that has an interesting item, from what I remember. Also, I'm going to give an Oranberry back to Malcolm before I forget. That's something I do quite a bit, is forget to give the berries back. And that, you know, can sometimes be a really bad thing. I don't think it's ever bitten me before, but, you know, it can happen. So you definitely want to keep an eye on that. So an interesting thing about Sun and Moon is there are some trainers that fight you after you've fought all the other trainers on the route. Oh, here's a Soothe Bell. That's pretty good. That would have been really good for Miazurkyu earlier on, but I knew you couldn't get it until after this point. That's okay. Do I want to spray Repel again? I don't think so. I should be fine. Yeah, this guy. Let's talk to him. He said he's a trainer who uses the red card item, but he wants to face me after I fought every other trainer. So this is in my rules. I have to fight all of these guys. I'm not allowed to skip any of them. There is actually one at the end of the game that I might skip, but I think I mentioned it. They're kind of broken, but I did skip them in my original Moon Wedlocke, and I don't think I will this time. I think I'll fight them. They have Teeter Dance and 4 Oricorio, and all of them have Focus Sashes. If you don't have a way to counter that, you can kind of get swept. It's kind of broken, but, you know, we'll talk about it when we get there. This guy wants to ask me a favor. All right, what do you want? He wants a Rockruff. So he wants to see a Rockruff. We might get one in 10 Carrot Hill, but if not, we won't be back for you. And even if we do, we might not come back, but yeah. I'm scared to fight this guy. I'm going to do it with Eris. And I know what the guy with the red card has, so I'm fighting that with Bellamord. So I guess I'll fight this guy with Eris. I don't really see a reason not. Other than protecting Eris, because we need her desperately for Hala. He has a Growlithe, is what he said. You know, Growlithe can't be too threatening for these two. It would be for Cutie Fly, but we have Eris to back him up. So, let's see what this guy has. Rising Star Joshua has a Growlithe, like he said in his dialogue. We should be able to take that down, no problem, with Eris. So, yeah, that'll work great. Yeah, level 13. These levels are pretty stable at this point in the game. Hopefully it doesn't give Eris any trouble here. We can hit with Air Cutter. Yeah, we'll be fine. Even if Ember does over half, we'll be okay. I don't want to see it do that, though, because Air Cutter is 5% inaccurate, I believe. Yeah, it is. And critical hits, yeah, 60 power, high crit rate. Air Cutter is really powerful at this point in the game. Hala is going to be a joke, and it's a really good thing to see, because I was terrified, as I've said several times, especially after losing Ongle Whip, who was my main chance for beating him. And, these two are a lot better for Hala. But I think Angle Whip would have been able to do it with Curse. It would have been sketchy, but... Alright, that's the final trainer on Route 3, besides the powerful guy. So, I'm going to actually go ahead and heal up Eris. I always forget how the red card works. I'm pretty sure it switches out... I don't want to make a mistake here. I always forget what happens with red card. I think when you hit it, it switches you out? I don't want it to be random and then send in Bob or VLD. Give me a second. I want to check how this works. Double checking really quick. Alright, guys. So I did double check this. I was thinking the red card worked as if I hit his Pokemon, which is a Slowpoke, it would then switch Slowpoke out. I misunderstood it. It actually works as if I hit it, say, with Fake Out with Bellamord. It'll switch Bellamord out for a random Pokemon on my team. And I can't risk that sending in Bob or VLD right now, because if that was to happen, they would break the level limit. And that's not something that I'm going to deal with right now. So, I know what he has. I'm not afraid of it. I'll fight him after we fight Hala, but just because of the level limit, I'm going to wait to fight him until afterwards. There's no rule saying I have to fight him right now, and it's really just so I don't break the level limit and have to break another rule. So, we'll break a rule. I'm not breaking any rules right now. But, I just don't want that to be an option for anything to happen right now. So, I'm not going to do that until after we've beaten Hala. But, for now, the only thing left that stands between us and Hala is training. Because the only thing left to do right now is to fight Hala. So, I am going to go ahead and train everybody on the team to level 15. It won't take very long. I'm probably going to do this off-screen just because I don't feel like recording a training section that is very, very small. So I'm going to get them all to level 15. Nobody evolves from here and now, obviously. So the team's just going to be rounded off at level 15. And I'm going to go ahead and see you guys when I'm done. And until then, hopefully I don't find a shiny, because I would like to find it when I'm recording, obviously. And I'm only going to record bigger training sections, but... I'll see you guys when it's time to fight Hala. Alright, everybody. Everybody's trained up to level 15, as you can see here. And it is time to take on the first grand trial of the game. So Bob and VLD haven't changed at all. Still Oranberries, And Bellamord and Felcrash. Bellamord, I accidentally used up her Citrus Berry while training. What a waste, I know. But... I gave her an Oranberry, and Felcrash still has the Silk Scarf. And Malcolm has an Oranberry, and Eris is holding the Sharpbeak. So, I'm thinking the Sharpbeak's going to be better than an Oranberry, because if we get down to the point of needing an Oranberry, I don't think it's going to make a difference. So, the Sharpbeak's just going to be extra damage, and maybe we'll be able to one-shot something by having it. And I also taught Eris, in place of Growl, I taught her Workup. If I decide to use it, who knows? Maybe I will. I'm not too sure. I don't remember too much of what Hala has, but I'm really hoping that this just goes really clean, because we did lose Angle Whip and Miazurkyu. Hopefully, their deaths aren't in vain, and Eris can make this a really clean fight. Who knows? Let's just go inside of Iki Town and hope for the best. Kukui's looking forward to seeing what moves me and my Pokemon will pour our soul into now that we've gone and cleared our first trial. Oh man, I'm pretty hyped. I am. I just hope it goes really well. The Melee Kahuna is strong. He uses fighting types. So flying and psychic type Pokemon are going to be really good against him. Alright, there's not too much that can be said other than let's walk up to Hala and let's get this grand trial fight underway. Let's do it. Congratulations on clearing your trial in the Verdant Cavern. Good work. I suppose you're here to battle the Kahuna. You think you and Oricorio are ready for me, Dionysus? Definitely. I have been waiting for this. Oh man, hopefully this all goes according to plan. Ho! I have been expecting you. Allow me to properly greet the young adventurers embarking on their island challenge. I am Hala, the Kahuna of Melee Island. Shall we begin? The final trial here on Melee Island will be a Pokemon battle against me, the Kahuna. It is known as the Grand Trial. Well, Dionysus, you have been entrusted with the Sparkling Stone by Tapu Koko. Now show me you and your partner Oricorio and your team's full power. Old Hala here will also be going all out. Let the Grand Trial begin! Time for the first Grand Trial of the Sun Rainbow Wedlocke versus Kahuna Hala, the fighting type master of Melee Island. He's got 3 Pokemon. Hopefully, our Oricorio can take him down, because we're relying on her completely. I need your help, Eris. Let's do this. Alright, so we've got the best Pokemon possible to take Hala down with. But that doesn't mean anything. Anything can go wrong, obviously. And I'm going to start with Workup. I just feel like that's my best case scenario here. So all of his Pokemon, like I said, have Pursuit. That's to counter any Ghost types you may have gotten in the cemetery. But luckily, I decided to go against using Litwick because I knew about the Pursuit. I actually fought him with my Drifloon in my original Moon Wedlocke, not knowing this. And luckily, he did live. But it can get really sketchy if you aren't prepared for that. So with 1 Workup under our belt, as long as we don't miss with Air Cutter, I think this guy will be as good as done. So his Mankey's going to use Focus Energy, which could be really scary if we don't hit. But we did, and that Mankey should be done. Nice work, Eris. That's 1 of 3 down. What's next, Hala? Next up's going to be Makuhita. Alright, I don't think it has Fake Out. It might, though. And if it does, there's nothing I can do other than just take that thing. But hopefully we can hit. It does have Fake Out. Alright, I've kind of figured it. You know, Makuhita normally do. But if we had a berry, it wouldn't even activate it then. So it doesn't matter. Hopefully we hit. I know we'll outspeed. Air Cutter that Makuhita, and that's 1 more Pokemon down. I don't think we would have taken it down without that crit. Or definitely not without the Workup. They're pretty bulky. So nice work there, Eris. And this is his final Pokemon. I'm scared because obviously it's a Grand Trial. His ace is Crabrawler, level 15, fighting type. And it does have a Z move. Will we outspeed and end this quickly? We do. Air Cutter will take this Crabrawler down, and that's that fight done. Luckily, we got Oricorio, but if we didn't, this could have been really difficult. But thankfully, it was just a walk in the park. Nice work, Eris. Yeah, well played. That could have been bad if we missed that Air Cutter at the end, because a Fighting Z move from that Crabrawler might have been able to push Eris to the grave. But luckily, we didn't miss. Nice work, Eris. And for beating that Grand Trial, we have cleared all of the trials on Melee Island. And Tapu Koko agrees that we did a wonderful job. Maybe we'll battle it one day as well. But until then, we need to accept this Z Crystal. Time to grab our second Z Crystal on our island challenge. The Fighting Z is now ours. Alright. Now we don't have anything on our party that can benefit from that. But we might one day if we ever use our Mankey. But that's another Z Crystal down. And we have to move our arms and bend our hips like this. If we use it, that is. With this victory, I've cleared all the trials in Melee Island, the first of Alola's islands. The Melee stamp is proof of our accomplishments, and Pokemon up to level 35 will obey us, even in trade. But we're not getting any traded Pokemon in this playthrough, Hala. Not in this one, but, you know, if you play with traded Pokemon, that's cool as well. I do sometimes. Like in-game trades, obviously. But most importantly, what we want from beating Hala is not the Fighting Z. It's this big old Tauros to come up to us. Because we get something that's going to save me a lot of time. We get the Ride Pager, which means we can finally call Tauros to our side. Which is going to save me a ton of time running around. I'm so glad I've been looking forward to this moment. And it lets us explore a lot of areas in Melee Island that we haven't been able to explore yet. Especially 10 Carat Hill, which is where we'll be able to get a new encounter, which will be really cool. Maybe we'll get a Rockruff, like I said earlier. Or who knows, maybe it'll be something else. Like a Carbink. Who knows? But we can now call Tauros to our side, which is pretty sweet. And I know I said I would go back and fight that red card trainer. Please remind me if I forget, but I do want to end this episode off here. We did finish the Grand Trial, and I think that's a lot to do for this episode. And we can end off on this note, because Alima here is saying he wants to have a Pokemon battle with us when we meet again. Now, this is a completely optional thing in the game. You can fight the trial captains. And the first one to fight is Alima. It's completely optional. You don't have to do this. But for my playthrough, it is a rule that I have to fight the optional trial captains. I did it in my original Moon Wedlocke, and it was a lot of fun. I didn't lose anybody to Alima, but I did lose somebody to Lana. So it's definitely a challenging thing to go through, and I think it would be a really fun challenge to face. So, with that being said, in the next episode, we will explore everything Melee Island has to offer, including 10 Carat Hill, the other places we can go to with Tauros, fight the red card trainer, and end it off by fighting Trial Captain Alima at the trainer school. Until then, me and my snoring dogs bid you farewell, and I'll see you in the next episode. If you enjoyed, a like is appreciated. It helps out a great deal. And if you want to see more Wedlocks like Pokemon Sun, feel free to subscribe. And I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching.